come along to our cabin in the wild, 'cause we're in for some good fishing, feeling easy, feeling free. Yes, we're in for some good fishing, Canada.
This fierce freshwater predator provides anglers with a thrill only matched by muskie. His unpredictable nature builds a sense of anticipation in you that's broken only by a bone-crushing strike. Equally active during the winter months, northern pike are mean fighters and pleasing table fare to boot. Often mistaken for muskie, the northern pike can be easily identified by his coloration. The northern's willingness to strike an artificial supersedes his cousin, the muskie. Pike are one of the most prolific of all freshwater game fish. His ability to adapt to condition extremities such as pH imbalance and low-dissolved oxygen levels is surpassed by no other. The North American record pike caught on rod and reel is 46 pounds 2 ounces, with European strains growing much larger. His adaptability has allowed the pike to take root in 52% of our North American waterways. Very few lakes and river systems are void of this freshwater wolf. Weed growth and rock are the two primary structural elements pike relate to. Provided forage and ample ambush are present, the wolf will be nearby. Large prey, such as suckers or even walleye, will breed big northerns. Small forage, such as perch and bluegills, most common to shallow structure, will produce small or hammer-handled pike. Fishing on today's show will be pro staff members Randy Jennings, Reno Viola, Dennis Sobalski, Angelo Viola, and Peter Bowman.
Real fighter.
Pretty beaut.
Rattle trap. Oh, see the side of, look at the side of him.
Yeah, he's all scarred up.
Must have been fighting.
Must have been fighting. Well,
Crap.
typically they're fighter fish, aren't they?
You got
Want
that
pair of
right.
pliers?
Yeah,
Here,
he's
right
as
behind
usual
you.
took about 3 hooks in
Right
there,
there.
of a possible 3. Look at these guys. Boy, do they ever like to eat? Maybe they're just trying to eat the hooks off the baits.
That's it. They like the silver stuff, eh? Beautiful little fish, though.
They miss the baits all the time, but when they get it, they hit it good. I don't know what to try. Look at that sore on them. I don't know what that's from.
Probably just scrapper. Just a
Yeah,
scrapper.
it's just a flake.
Probably one of the most vicious fish that there are.
The northern pike is often referred to as snake, hammerhead, jack, or wolf. He is not a fussy eater. A meal of small ducks, rodents, or even dead fish will often satiate his appetite. A pike of 10 to 15 pounds is considered a good catch. Northerns of 20 pounds plus are recognized as trophies. Pike of 30 pounds or more are caught each year and are truly a catch to be proud of.
And we're catching them really shallow. Then we've been moving progressively deeper, probably a quarter of a mile every couple of hours towards the open lake. And what we're situated on right now is mid-lake, but we follow the creek channel from the shore. The original creek channel before this was actually flooded in. And we've also found ourselves a mid-lake hump, or what would we call this? A mid-lake shoal, eh, Pete?
Yeah, it's like it's marked as a shoal on the map.
But right beside it, the contour lines come right out, and it was the old creek channel. Now, on top of the shore, we're sitting in about 15 feet of water, and the shoal tops out at 2 feet, and then it goes another quarter of a mile or so down the lake this way, and it's weed covered. The top of it is just,
And that's the key.
it's green weeds,
That is the key.
and the rest of the weeds in the areas are a little bit more brown, and the key to it does seem to be green weeds today.
Yeah.
Now, I'm still ripping a fast-moving bait out here. I'm using a rattle trap out in the middle, trying to locate some fish. And Pete's gone over to jigging now. Using what, a bucktail, Pete?
Yeah, big. It's about a half-ounce bucktail. It's big, though.
What color is it?
Yellow. A lot of hair on it. There's a lot of bulk to it. It's a
No.
big bait. It's best after the spring spawn and that. It's the best time. The deep water is for the good fish.
All right! Look at that!
This thing is bigger.
Hang on a second. Hang on. We got to he's back. Here we go.
Here it comes.
Woo! Baby, get in here! Woo! Whoa!
Oh, grab that dick.
What a
I love
look at that fish.
Oh, I want a picture of that fish.
All right, we'll get a picture of him this time. Oh, look at that. You got a hook. There you go, Pete.
Oh, we better
Got a hole here?
I'm gonna throw him
That's
back.
a beautiful fish. Man, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Proves a point. 1, 2. Look at the wee guy.
Nothing worth writing home
Monster
about.
man, look at him, look at him.
Oh,
there you go,
there you go. Spit
Good
it
man.
out.
Seems
guess-
to be an awful lot of 2 and 3 pounders in here, doesn't it?
Oh, just unbelievable. That's what makes the bass fishing so tough here, Reno.
Who said it was tough?
Well, it can be. So many pike that the bass are competing with them, and it gets a little...
Tell you what, an aggressive pike too. We're not talking. Normally pike under any condition are aggressive, but these guys here are not embarrassed at all. Water clarity doesn't mean a darn thing to them. Bait size doesn't mean anything. And the size of your boat doesn't mean anything. They come right up and swallow your bait a couple of feet from your boat. They're amazing.
Exactly. And even big fish, normally they're a little more wary than the smaller ones, and they'll hang back, but here they seem to come right up and they're just hungry.
Some of the largest pike in Ontario can be found in the mighty Ottawa River system.
Well, as I said, in this particular stretch here, last time I was out, I pulled in a 21-pound pike, and they're common. But again, you've got to hit them at the right time when they're on the feed, and hopefully they'll cooperate. This is nice, typical pike structure, though. We're working here. It's fairly flat. We're only showing, what, about 6 feet of water
Yeah,
here
there's
now?
about 6 feet of water here.
Got a lot of eelgrass. We've got a good, substantial reed bed in there, and right behind us, a nice drop-off. So one thing people don't realize, and I'm sure you'll agree, Reno, is when you get in a situation where you're fishing for good-sized trophy pike, they're not necessarily sitting right in the shallows. Now, they do come in to feed, but they are a deep water fish.
Well, especially on the primary drop-off, on that first major drop that you do find from a good holding area, a good feeding area, such as these reeds that we
Right.
were fishing earlier on. Now, you normally said that those reeds are like covered in 3 to 4 feet of water?
Exactly. That reed bed, shore-wise, is 50 feet shallower than what it normally is. So
that would make this spot here normally about 10 to 11 feet.
exactly. Right here, and this would produce quite well when the water's higher, but also when the water is higher, your face of the reeds will produce some good trophies because there's that depth there, and they don't have to go quite as far to get away.
Very short distance between their
Exactly.
feeding area and their
But what is
hiding
nice
area.
here, a fish does not have to move far to get down. Say a front comes through and they want to get down, they can swim 50 yards and they're into 25, 30 feet of water, and that's all they need, really. And there's so much game,
Look at
really.
the fish over there. Never mind that. Look at the fish over here. Sorry about that.
What's this? Are
There
you
was a-
psyching me out
Well,
here,
there was a
Reno?
coil over there. I wanted you to cast to it.
You're psyching me
And
out
this
so
one
you
here, I
can
wanted
pull
to
them
put a
in.
little bite there.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take you out in the deeper water a little bit.
He's coming around here. Here he comes. Oh, down under the motor.
Oh, no, he's in the motor?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I got him out.
Good man.
Come on around here.
Here, I'll get the whole boat away from him.
Okay.
Take him out in the
He
deeper
doesn't
water
want
here.
to come in. Look at that.
I'll tell you what, for the size of him, he sure does want to fight, though, doesn't he?
Doesn't it? Just great. Spinnerbait's just in the corner of his mouth. Look at
He's
that.
not back in that motor again.
Well, he's around there, but I got him out.
Likes the
Here he
bottom of his
comes.
boat. He likes the shade. Bring him over here. Time for him to come in. Oh, no! There he goes. No, he didn't. He won't fold. Here, let me grab him.
Whoop.
Not ready. He's not ready. Not ready.
Try him head first, Reno. Maybe he'll...
No, he'll go right through.
Here, I'll grab him.
He'll go right through that net.
I got him.
Got him? Not a bad fish. I'll get the pair of pliers for you, get the lure out of his mouth.
Oh, he got
He wasn't that hooked, was he?
Not
What's that,
bad.
7, 8, 9 pounds?
Say about 9 pounds.
That's a good fish.
The Ottawa River system, however, is not the only trophy pike spot in Ontario. Urban areas such as Toronto Islands, Bay of Quinte, and even Hamilton Harbour provide pike with a suitable growing environment. Many of these urban locations are adjacent to the Great Lakes or adjoining systems. This is a vital key in locating big pike. Our Great Lakes house a healthy population of cisco, herring, and whitefish, which in turn breeds sizable pike. Big food means big fish. This statement is a good guideline for any trophy hunter.
Hello, Mr. Pike.
That's it.
He really smacked.
He hit right close to the boat and he just went goodbye, right into the
Did you get him
weeds.
on a stinger hook, or did you get him on?
I think I got him on every hook, blade, and twister tail on that contraption. Oh, main hook.
You got him.
Yeah.
Little surgery here. There you go. That's a pretty fish, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
Now that is a Toronto native.
Yeah. Toronto Island,
Fantastic fish.
just across the lake from the city of Toronto. And she's a pretty one.
And you know what? There's got to be more where that one came from.
That's for sure. Looks really good.
That's a good way to start things off, huh?
I'd say so.
Now you notice that thing's got some marks on it.
Yeah, that's
What's that little fight? These fish should be just finished spawning.
Yeah.
Randy?
they're just
Depending of location, forage, and depth existence, pike can range from a dark green color to an almost silver tinge.
Why don't you put him back
Yeah, let's let him
before he runs out of breath?
Yeah. I'll just give
Look
him
at that. There we go.
The Toronto Islands are an ideal pike habitat. Incoming Lake Ontario smelt and suckers provide excellent forage for northerns here. Shallow back bays with adjoining deep water access complete his list of needs. This gorgeous park setting is underfished, making fishing opportunities ideal for novice or pro.
Here he goes.
He went after all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lime,
Yeah.
when black
you
and
know,
red doesn't work.
It's funny. I just came off of that point. I
Yeah.
just ran off that sandbar. I think he's about done, isn't he? Yeah. He's about done. You want to get him for me?
Yeah.
Are they ever? Oh, they're just
Got me a little
loaded
red
with color here, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Pretty fish.
Beautiful.
Oh, boy, did you ever have them good, pal. Good
He wasn't
stuff.
going anywhere, that fella. Nice coloring in that.
Got him with the trailer hook.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you, the trailer hooks are really important. Really, really important.
Yeah, they do strike short in most cases, and that was a perfect case there where had I not had that extra trailer hook on the back,
Yeah.
I don't know whether you
Just
can
with
get
a
a
little
good
bit
shot
of
of that or not,
A little bit of tubing there.
because that's where we hooked them, was right on that hook there. Now, if it had just been the first hook on the spinnerbait, I would have missed that
You
fish.
would have missed it.
That's where you see the boils come up behind you, set the hook, and he's not there.
That's it.
I think probably pike would be the one fish that you absolutely have to have a trailer hook on your bait,
Yeah.
no matter what you're throwing at it.
You know, I'm thinking back to you, too. We were going to go to my spot, and you said, let's try that point. That looks
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Third cast.
Well,
Bang.
this, when I saw it there, I thought, that's just got to be a fish.
Beautiful
Yeah.
stuff. Well, let's put
Put
him
it
back
back.
in. And let him.
We're on a roll now.
We're on a roll. We points with weeds.
Good
There he
night.
goes. Oh.
Tourists and city dwellers alike visit the Toronto Islands each year. Canoeing, sightseeing, and picnicking are the most common activities during the summer season. The scenic channels and coves turn a walk into an adventure, a canoe ride into a nature trip, and a day of fishing into memories. The whole family can enjoy a day out on the islands, but don't forget the rod and reel, Dad. We'll see you there sometime.
But all these channels are fed by Lake Ontario, so they're very cool, and the weeds are long to grow here.
Uh-huh.
Once they get up, you know, usually around late July, you get your full weed growth here. But these shallow little inlets like we're going into now are usually the top producers for pike in
these areas. The water's so cool.
They're in here after the bait fish, I would imagine.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the beauty of Lake Ontario, and anything that's around Lake Ontario is the alewife and smelt population is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And in turn, it supports a large game fish population.
I
You know,
haven't noticed any perch today. You know that?
they do exist in here. I would say, you know, perch, bluegill. We have seen bluegill, but I would say that they're a secondary forage for these fish.
They're secondary.
Yeah, primary would be alewife and smelt.
So in a case like this, using a perch crankbait, whatnot, really wouldn't be that productive, would it?
No, not as
Perch pattern?
Not as much. Actually, what we found is there's such an abundance of bait fish in here, actually matching them, like say with a silver type crankbait.
Yeah.
It does produce fish, but these spinner baits are a little more offbeat, and it seems to really tickle the taste buds of those larger fish that are gorging on alewife. And I guess it's just the same old thing. If you eat the same thing all week, you're going to want something different. and you give them something different, they'll hit it.
I'll tell you, you can't give much different than a spinner bait.
That's for sure.
You ever wondered what that's supposed to represent?
I don't know. I
Catches
really don't
everything,
know.
though. I'll tell you, it catches everything. I don't think there's a fish that I've gone after and not caught on the spinner bait.
No, I've caught all kinds of fish on every type of fish on spinnerbait.
Docks and boats can provide a shady haunt for the wolf on a hot day.
Oh yeah, yeah, I got
He came back for it.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me get out of the way. Did he size it already?
I know, he's respectable.
You know bigger than what we can get. Oh, that's a nice fit. Nice.
Switch to that inline.
He's about the same as the other one.
Yeah.
That inline, that white tail on the
Yeah.
Come on, easy, easy. Bring him on over. Bring him on over.
Come on, baby. All right.
Settle down.
You know, he hit really strange. My line went slack, and I thought, oh, set the hooker, Andy. That's a fish.
Whoa. Trying to get those pliers in?
Yes, sir, Captain.
He's got all two of the hooks anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah, that bottom was just
got him
barely in the skin.
pretty
Which
good.
is nice.
You notice when you're bass fishing, you hold your own fish, but when you're pike fishing,
you
it's
let
a two-man duty here. There we go.
That's another nice Toronto pike.
Toronto Island pike. Yeah,
Excellent, right?
good stuff.
We're still looking for the big guy.
Yeah, let's keep looking for him, Captain.
Most marinas and boat docking areas are private in the Toronto Islands. Please respect other people's property and only enter restricted areas if you're given written permission. The many miles of channels and bays from Ward's Island all the way to Hanlon's Point contain pike. Restricted or private areas such as bird sanctuaries are closed to the public. And please obey all signs and postings.
That might be a little heavier fish than we've been catching, right?
Yeah.
Might be. Yes, I think maybe.
Oh,
That's a little nicer fish.
You're not
Randy.
going to ask me to grab that guy, right? Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a little nicer fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, big mark on him, though.
Yeah, he's
That was one of them there.
Thanks. Well, looks like we're going to have to give him the old Randy Jennings gator grip on this dude.
That's a nice pike.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just got it right off of that dock.
Oh, yeah, he's a beauty. Oh, he What a sow. All right,
That's fish in Toronto.
Oh,
kidding.
fish in Toronto.
Where's those pliers? There they are.
It's the nicest fish we've caught so far today. Or
Right, that I caught today.
Angelo caught today.
You know what the incredible part is about this, folks? We're 5 minutes away from downtown Toronto. And we're into fish like this. Bass, smallmouth bass, largemouth, pike. We've got just about everything. Let's put them away, Randy. And
Yeah.
listen, I want to thank you for bringing me up here.
Oh, no sweat.
Hi, I'm Glenn Carr of the Fishing Canada Show. You know, the Ottawa River is just one of thousands of bodies of water in North America that have outstanding pike populations. If you should consider taking on these big toothy critters, there's some special equipment requirements that you should think about. In front of me is some of the equipment that I like to use for big pike. We've got a couple of different rod and reel combos, a variety of lures, and some terminal tackle. Let's go through each piece individually and explain why we use them. Immediately in front of me, I have a trolling rod and reel combo, a beefy rod and a trolling reel with a large Leiden capacity spooled with premium quality line. We also have a bait casting rod and reel combo, a medium heavy action rod, and a reel with a smaller line capacity but also spooled with premium quality line. Every time we fish for northern pike or muskie, we use a steel leader. Their sharp teeth can make short work of lines without leaders. There are 4 categories of lures that I like to use when I'm fishing for northern pike: crankbaits, spoons, spinners, and muskie-style jerkbaits. When choosing a crankbait, I like to use a shallow running model around weeds and shallow water structures. For trolling situations or deeper structures, I go to a deeper diving model with a larger lip. When using spoons, I also use a larger spoon for trolling and go to a smaller spoon in a casting situation. On today's show, we use these small inline spinners tipped with a twister tail, but if you're into some big pike waters, you might prefer to go with these musky-sized bucktails like these. And if you really want some really exciting pike action, try one of these musky-style jerkbaits. Hey, remember, catch your limit, but limit your catch. Until next week, I'm Glenn Carr for the Fishin' Canada Show.
Come along to our cabin in the wild, 'cause we're in for some good fishing, feeling